Hello, mandrakes or mandragoras in the technical Latin sense, and welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Meg Archibald joins me with
Hello.
Luke Kidgell, the first ever double act on the show.
The first ever couple? I'll be the first couple you've had on.
The podcast's first couple.
Ooh.
That's pretty crazy. Luke, any thoughts?
Great to be back and great to be here with Meg.
Yeah, it's weird because now...
It's weird. We've never actually done a guest podcast together. So I'm like...
Oh, we actually haven't.
No, it's just...
So
no.
It's weird because
cool.
Luke has obviously been on the podcast before, but Meg hasn't. So for the first 5 to 7 minutes, Luke, it's mainly going to be me asking all the stuff I asked you when you were on.
I'll just be here.
Okay,
Let's
so
fucking do it.
Meg, I usually ask a new guest, what is your history with Harry Potter in general? Did you watch it or read it?
So I watched it and then, what did it get up to? Got halfway through and then I started reading the books.
Oh, so you've read the books?
Well, I've read the first two books.
Okay,
and then I
So
couldn't
did you give up on the movies and go, fuck this, I want to
just read it. The books are way quicker.
I want to get this in text form.
No, the way...
That's like reading the novelization of Star Wars.
Mostly, I would say it's more common for people to
give up on the books.
Give up on the books and just watch the movies. That's what I do usually.
No, I like reading the movie. Oh boy.
Subtitles.
You just read the subtitles.
Put it on mute. All subtitles. You're like, this dialogue is terrific.
This is great. No, I like watching the movie and then reading the books.
Okay.
Because I've got
compare and contrast.
No, because then I've already got the characters in mind. I can watch the book. I can read the book.
Yeah, you can
watching the movie.
Reading is part watching. Part of reading is watching the words.
You're doing great, honey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, just before we started, you told us both that you can't read. You said
that's why, and now it brings me on to my next point. Then my eyesight started going bad and I could no longer read the books.
So I guess this is a moot question, but do you have a favourite book?
I have a favourite audiobook.
Of Harry Potter?
Oh, no.
This is strictly Harry Potter. I wasn't just generally, I love the Bible. I wasn't generally asking your favourite book.
No.
Favourite Harry Potter?
Bold's favourite book, by the way.
I like the Order of the Phoenix.
In the movies?
Yes.
Okay, what do you like about it?
I don't know. I like the action in it.
Cool. And lots of great wand fights in that.
Yeah. Lots of good magic in that.
Yeah.
Good magic.
Which is what you want, I guess.
Harry Potter.
Luke, were you going to say something?
Yeah, but I just decided against.
No, say it. Please say it.
I mean, it's like when if someone goes, what's your favorite Star Wars movie and why? And you go Empire Strikes Back because of the star and the wars. It's
the best part.
Being I like Harry Potter for the magic is just like...
That was the joke,
you know.
That was why I said it.
Yeah.
I could have been a little bit, you know.
Okay. I would put you in Gryffindor if I was the sorting hat.
No, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Ooh, another one.
We're both Hufflepuffs.
Well,
that was one of the first things we talked about on the day. I was like, have you played Pottermore? I was like, have you played Pottermore? What house are you in?
Firstly,
and he's like, Hufflepuff. And I was like, it's meant to be.
Firstly, not a game.
Yeah, you don't play Pottermore.
You don't play Pottermore, sorry.
It's more of a lifestyle.
Okay.
Pottermore's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
live
good
it.
fanfic though. You guys could be head boy and head girl of Hufflepuff and you guys meet and fall in love.
I don't know how you're a Hufflepuff.
And what? Then just be losers.
Just betas.
Have you guys ever thought, what are the jobs in the wizarding world? Because we only really know there's school teacher or Ministry of Magic.
I was about to say that. There's only two things that you can really do.
And then there's just the wizards who are the manager of the leaky cauldron. And that's it.
There has to be people.
Or you're just a drunk. You know?
That was Mad Eye Moody. He was both. He was a teacher and a drunk. No, there has to be people that just simply sew cloaks in a non-magical way.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
everyone wears a cloak. There's people who must make brooms. I bet you.
Well, I guess
there's no jobs though.
Making
brooms.
There's
no jobs though because people just go and then make a thing.
Well, that's the thing. What do people do? Do you have? Are there like wizard movies, like movies just for wizards?
Literally 99% of people's parents in the film work with the ministry.
Would it be about muggles? Because we watch
fantasy movies.
We're like, wow, look at this magic. This is cool. Do you think that their ideal movie is just watching someone like sit down and have like a normal family dinner?
Dishes.
Like it's just super mundane.
It's like, whoa, he's actually washing the dishes. What is that thing he's using? A sponge? What is a sponge? These crazy muggles. What the fuck?
It's just super mundane shit. Just like a guy sleeping for like 6 hours and they're like, wow, that.
Well, what? He's using the broom to sweep the floor? What? I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
And finally, what would your Patronus be? So what animal do you think would be your Patronus?
I think I did another test.
You played some more Pottermore?
I think it told me that I was like a rabbit or something.
Okay, that's what. Did you have one? Did I ask you that, or is that a new?
Probably, but I'll probably just say something new this time. I don't know. Whatever I'm feeling the day.
What would you say this time?
I think I said last time, I think I'd prefer a lion, but at the end of the day, it'd be like some shit. Like
I reckon you'd be
pig.
a rabbit as well.
Yeah.
Like a sloth.
It'd be a small, like insignificant animal that is a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Like a guinea pig.
Good. I mean,
I think it would be like the third main character from G-Force, that movie about guinea pigs.
we do have to get in. Oh, sorry, Luke. Ever since you were on last,
I can keep talking about G-Force.
I've never heard of G-Force, so can't relate.
But feel free to cut me off.
You've never seen G-Force?
What is G-Force?
It's like a movie about hamsters or guinea pigs.
No, guinea pigs. It's a movie
when did it
about
come out?
Spy
secret agent guinea pigs.
It's a rip-off of Cats and Dogs.
Kids?
But guinea pigs.
It's Spy Pigs.
It's a rip-off of Cats and Dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I remember
animals.
Cats and Dogs.
Yeah.
That was weird. There is a new segment on this show that has launched since you were on it last, Luke. Right. And Meg, you can be on a team. Ooh. You're playing against the house, me. And this segment is called Potter or Notter.
Potter or Notter.
So it is Potter or Notter. The goal of guess the goal of this segment.
You're going to say something that is Harry Potter related or not Harry Potter related.
Meg, what do you think?
Are you gonna like ask us questions, and if we don't know them, then we're not Harry
Or
Potter?
Luke
is
was
it about
closer.
the?
Oh fuck!
Okay, my third guess.
You're not Harry Potter.
No, you're not. You're not a Harry Potter.
That's the
fan.
segment.
yeah.
Are you Harry Potter?
Are
No,
you Harry Potter?
that was Harry
No,
Potter or Harry.
No. Basically, I read 3 excerpts from 3 different books.
Okay.
And you have to decide whether or not it's Potter or Notter. But any character name that is mentioned will be Harry or Harry Potter related.
Okay.
Right? Just to because if it's like, Jesus went to the tabernacle and said this,
that's
it's
Harry
the
Potter.
Bible. Yeah. Well,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's the Bible.
Yeah, like Order
Yeah.
of Phoenix. Yeah.
yeah, I remember that one. Are you
That
guys
was
ready
my
to
favorite
play?
part.
You guys ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, and I will say because the listeners play along, it is much harder this week. I've purposely made it hard. So here's
People complaining that it was too easy.
here's your first one. Ready?
But you were just doing like famous lines from other
Harry
books.
Potter. Can't even
You're
walk
like,
into
Harry
a
Potter
bookshop.
then figured out the Da Vinci Code. Harry Potter or Notter?
That's funny because I actually was going to do something from the Da Vinci Code because I have it. Here we go. Here's your first one. Harry, actually no, it'll be this one. They told him they'd have to cut his pocket money if he keeps doing it, so he got really angry and chucked his PlayStation out of the window. Potter or Notter?
Well, I was about to say before when we were talking about movies, I don't think that they ever showed that wizards had any form of entertainment other than the paintings on the walls. So
I'm going to go with the Notter.
I think Notter because the PlayStation reference.
Yeah.
I did say it was hard. That is Potter. That is from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
So they do have PlayStations.
No, so that is a letter that Harry writes to Sirius Black talking about Dudley, his muggle cousin.
I literally laughed at that. Like, that couldn't be a
Yeah,
Potter
that's why
reference.
I chose it,
Yeah.
idiot.
Of course, Dudley's like a gamer.
Yeah. So that's a PlayStation 1, I assume. All right, here's your next one. Here we go. Is this Potter or is this Notter?
Okay.
Harry stood with quiet assurance in the dusky moonlight, then strode into the forest toward a glen when he was sure the deer would rest. Potter or Notter, guys? P or N?
So did you say a glen?
A Glen.
Or like a guy named Glenn.
No, a Glen. I think a Glen
towards
is
a
like
Yeah.
a valley or something.
Yeah, like some kind of body of water.
Forest toward a glen where he was sure the deer would rest. Potter or Notter? Gonna need an answer.
You lock it in, Meg, because I got the last one wrong.
I'm going to go Potter.
Luke, double or nothing. You going Potter or
Potter.
Notter? That is Notter. That is from Aragon, and the whole reason I chose it was because it had a mention of a deer and a forest.
Yeah.
so
And
that
I
was
was like, is that...
There
purposely
weren't
to
too
throw
many
you.
deers in the forest, though, outside of Hogwarts.
That's true.
Mainly monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your last one. All right. Is
Just
this
need
Potter
one.
or Notter?
Okay.
Harry zipped up his suitcase and propped it against his bedroom wall. He had a few minutes to spare. Is that Potter or is that Notter?
I remember him being in a rush a couple of times. So maybe Notter, because he's got a few minutes to spare.
Meg?
Sorry, I completely diverted throughout the sentence.
So Meg's going Potter.
Yeah.
Luke, are you going to go
Notter.
Notter? Luke, you would be correct. Yes. That is Notter, and that is in fact from Specky McGee and the Best of Us.
Yes.
The final book in the Specky McGee franchise.
Great franchise.
I knew you'd get
You
that
should
one.
have known the exact quote from that. You should have been like, that's Specky.
I'm like, pretty sure Simon did that. Simon McGee was known to be punctual.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. We are going to dive straight into the fanfic.
do
So,
it.
Meg, can you should Luke just read it and
Luke
we
should
react?
read, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Should
So,
read. Otherwise, it's going to be so slow and agonizingly just painful. Me going,
and that sounds horrible for a podcast.
yeah.
So I'm going to pass the laptop over to Luke now. And just for reference, the last chapter, the boys who were the title characters of the book started receiving various notes from the sky that were called the ill-fated measures. And they seem to be spelling out a word as they come. So
Wow.
Luke, if it's okay, please start
So
the
is
podcast.
this kind of like,
Juicy.
is the mystery of what the notes are spelling unfolding as we
Well,
read on?
so far the letters are spelling RONWE, I think, which makes me think it's almost certainly Ron Weasley that they are spelling.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but perhaps we will find out in this chapter,
Great.
which is called,
The Disastrous Staff Dance Party.
which is not a chapter name you'd get much in the normal Harry Potter books, would you?
No.
We don't know if the staff were having dance parties in the Great Hall.
I
Who
reckon.
knows? Apparently so.
Wasn't reported on by JK.
Dumbledore getting lit.
Luke, kick us off.
Later, Mr. Charger came into the room. Okay, get out now. Be in this room at midnight tonight. No, wait, I can't make it. I have special business tonight. He seems stressed, but calmer and nicer than usual.
No, that's so Mr. Charger is like the dickhead teacher who's
Right.
always been a bit of a dickhead, which
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
You, the author, know this because you then go, it was strange.
Oh, because it's strange that he's nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder why
Yeah.
he's so calm.
They walked back to common room. Not that common room.
So I thought Meg was reading it for a second.
Meg can't read, but you also can't write.
Yeah. Well, we're in a house of illiterates today.
For once, I'm coming off pretty good here. English-wise.
Good job, Luke.
So the boys have walked back to the Gryffindor common room.
Right.
They
It's
went.
pretty
They
obvious.
seem drunk. But, you know.
Walk back to common room.
They went to sleep.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you've heard it before, Meg, but this book, there's lots of just unnecessary details of like exactly what happened
Right.
with no plot
Well, that's
progression.
good. I need to know that.
You
I
need
need
the
to know
context.
exactly where they are, what
Yeah.
they're doing at all times.
Yeah, so right now they're asleep.
They're
but
asleep,
Who
yeah.
knows?
But
But-
Michael woke up about
Oh.
5 minutes later and realized that tonight was the last Monday of the term. The party, he yelled. What did you say? Rob said. So Rob's also woken up, I guess, from the yelling.
Yeah,
It's-
probably from the yelling.
It's amazing the author left out the detail of Rob waking up,
Yeah.
though, with all the other details we got.
Stupid. Oh, what did you say? Rob said. Stupid author, get it right. It was meant to be the party, he yelled.
Oh, so I think this is like a
Oh, that's
written joke.
It's
So
an attempted. It's an.
Oh, it's an error.
do your best to explain this joke, which is a very written joke. Like
Oh.
it's not an audio joke.
By the way, guys, very clever. So, in quotation marks and in capital letters, Mike's written, the party he yelled, as if that is what Michael actually yelled.
So that's all in quotations.
Right.
Because why would Michael say, the party he yelled?
Yeah.
No,
but that's what he...
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Great.
And then he says, oh, stupid author. I meant the party.
I've got a gig after this. Can I use that? It's really good.
That is comedy at its finest.
What about it? Rob said. Something bad is going to happen. Something very bad.
Ooh.
Well, how bad? Very bad. Very bad? Very, very bad.
Is that actually written?
Yeah, but it doesn't say who's saying what.
Yeah, it's just a rapid dialogue.
People going very bad. Very, very bad. It's very, very bad.
Very, very bad or very bad? Very, very bad.
I like to imagine one of the paintings just chipped in with very, very bad.
Have you ever thought about the paintings at Hogwarts? Like, do they have to have showers and go to the toilet and stuff?
Well, sometimes they're
They
just
can
not
leave.
in there.
Yeah,
Sometimes they can leave.
Yeah, so what are they doing? Are they just like having dinner?
I'm sure some of them are peeping. You know.
They're
Some of
eavesdropping.
them are having a peep.
Yeah.
They eavesdrop a lot of the time, but they also go and hang out with each other in painting
Yeah,
world.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't understand the painting logic in Harry Potter. Like, that's something I'd love someone to explain in more detail.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
are they ghosts? Or,
Yeah.
like-
Is it another reality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it just...
Or is it a
hey,
dimension?
We're in the paint universe.
Do they
We're
have
going to-
movies? Because if that's what...
Does the
What
paint
would they
universe...
see?
If you paint a picture of a movie director, have you then created movies in the paint universe?
Yes.
That is a crazy thought to have.
They seem to be self-aware, though, that they are paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one that lets them into the common room or not. I forget what it is. The
fat
password.
lady?
What, password?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She seems pretty aware that she's not a human.
And what kind of life is that? Just being trapped in a
painting.
painting? What if you do a painting of a painting? Does then the painting and the painting inside the painting, are they both alive?
This is tripping me out.
Yeah, it's tripping me out
This is
too.
trippy shit.
By the
get
way,
back to the book.
No, I feel like I've stopped too early because the very bad joke continues
Go back
on.
from
Oh,
the
okay.
top. Go back to the
Okay,
start for
because
full
it
effect.
Yeah.
gets great.
So something very...
Something bad is going to happen. Very bad. Well, how bad? Very bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. Before it was just one very, 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 very bad. 3 now? So the other question's gone 3 verys? Right?
And oh, yes, it's still going. Yeah.
Look, the point is, in all caps, this is written, it's going to be bad, okay? Can we go now? And then, sorry.
It's funny because like I've never, if someone said to me, "Hey, like something very bad has happened," I don't think I would ever be like, "How
Very bad?
Yeah, yeah,
Very, very, very bad. That's very bad.
I just feel like, do we need to call an ambulance? Like,
Well, I think the immediate response will be, what is the
Yeah,
bad
yeah, what's
situation?
happened?
As opposed to the severity of bad.
like
would you
someone
say-
chops off their head and they're like, something very bad has happened. And they're like, how bad? You're like,
like a 9 or
very,
a 10.
very bad.
Great writing though. We do have to give credit to the author for that
Incredible,
intense
incredible.
dialogue there. 'Cause I think now us as readers,
Yeah.
we know how bad it is, and now
Yes.
like my heart's beating. You guys
Oh,
don't
yeah.
seem to be.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
okay,
no, no.
you're frazzled.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well,
Now I
clearly you are.
Now
Well,
I
you
am.
could be further on the edge.
I was just
don't
saying. For audio listeners, she hasn't actually moved
I
too
haven't
much
really
on her
moved.
seat.
Yeah.
You actually turned inwards.
Yeah,
as if you-
because I was like, I didn't want to push this down more.
That's all right. You can move the mic as much as you want. All right, what's next, Lou?
Without waking any of the others.
Which
He's
seem-
already yelled.
Yeah.
But it also seems stupid to not get as much help as possible.
If something very, very, very bad has happened.
It's like something so bad is happening outside, but don't wake anyone else up. Just let's us go.
Well, I mean, that was what Harry Potter was all about, though.
That's true.
A lot of sneaking around.
Yeah.
Michael and Rob went down to the Great Hall and heard loud music. They opened the door. All the teachers were dancing. Even Hagrid was there. But unfortunately, this is a low blow, every step he took shook the earth.
I mean, in an earlier chapter, we learned that Hagrid has gained, I think, 3 billion kilos since his last appearance. So you would expect that he would be shaking
that.
the earth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
very
crazy.
heavy.
There was one teacher who seemed to be missing. Did you guess who? If you guessed Mr. Charger, you are clearly right.
It was pretty obvious. I was guessing that.
He was being suspicious earlier.
But
That makes a lot of sense.
But he was calmer than normal earlier, which was strange.
It was
if you
strange.
remember, the book did tell us that.
Foreshadowing.
Yes.
Rob and Michael.
It's a big word, Luke.
Thank you. You wouldn't know about that when you were 13, would you?
Very, very,
Seems
very
like I could
good.
It's a very big word.
Seems like I could teach you a few things about writing. Rob and Michael walked into the Great Hall quietly so that no one could hear them. They shut the door gently. The teachers seemed oblivious to them being there. Michael,
I think the teachers would be oblivious if they're having a party and you're so quiet.
yeah, they're probably all holding the walls because of Hagrid's dancing.
Like, surely no one could possibly be having a good time in this situation.
No.
It's like they're mid-earthquake, as if we're going to notice 3 kids.
Yeah, everyone's
rolling.
just trying to like hold on for dear life.
It's like, who invited Hagrid again? I told you it wouldn't be good.
How much do you think you'd have to drink to get drunk when you're like, what, 3 billion kilos or something?
Like, but I would have thought Hagrid was having bottles of whiskey a night, even during the normal Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, so I reckon he was drunk for most of Harry Potter. Like, I reckon in like
Majority of the time.
That's why he was always like, "Oh, all right, oh, Harry, what are you doing here?" He was like, "Sorry, mate, bit of a 1 p.m. whiskey."
he's always just sort of a bit out of it. Like, I reckon even when he was teaching Care of Magical Creatures, he was fucking drunk.
just fucked all the time.
And when the hippogriff attacked Malfoy, he was just like, "Oh fuck, I don't know how to do it."
The true reason why they wanted to kill it.
And then
Hagrid, you need to learn. You've got a drinking problem. This is what happens. We're going to kill your bird. Go to rehab, mate.
and Dumbledore's just like, Hagrid, you've got to get yourself right. You need to get yourself right. This is your wake up call. He calls him Rubius, like he's being serious, saying his first name because he's in trouble. He's like, Rubius, you've got to get this
Ruby,
right.
come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so they're all the teachers are oblivious. Michael looked behind them. The door had reopened. A tallish male figure came into the room.
Okay, and Mr. Charger is often described as tallish.
Right.
And male. Which is
He
very
was
important.
He was wearing a hooded cloak. The hood was up and covered his whole face. "Who's that?" asked Michael. "Who?" asked Rob. I'm surprised it doesn't go on to who.
Have you seen that old thing with George Bush where it's like, who's the leader of China? Who's the new leader of China? All right, let's just ignore it. I'm cutting that out. If you've seen it, you know. If you've seen it, you know.
You're asking us about American politics. "The person over there," Michael said as he pointed to the direction. "Dunno, probably some random teacher." That's
He
like,
actually says, dunno.
yeah, that's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Just continue, author.
Wait, say that again.
Very confusing. Dunno, probably some random teacher that's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Just continue, author.
Okay, so it's like the characters are now telling the author,
Move on.
I don't know my line, just keep going. So that's how crazy this book is. The characters are so aware, hey, I'm in a book, I don't really know what to say. Can you just do some more exposition for me so I can think of some lines?
It's like more of a director's note, but to the author.
I've never read a book where the characters directly reference the author, ever.
Never
Crazy.
once was Hermione like, "J.K. Rowling, I'm not sure about this line."
Just keep going. Go around me.
I'll improvise.
Yeah.
I'll improvise.
Rob replied that the other teachers had no idea what the man was here.
I think it should be
English?
why
Yes.
the man was here.
They continued dancing and having fun.
And also, is it weird that teachers... I guess teachers are people. You know when you're a kid, you think they live at the school? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they don't. They have parties at the school. Pretty crazy.
They live at the school though as well.
Yeah, these teachers actually
so
do
they
live at the
really
school.
do.
Yeah, that's insane.
I got the vibe that Hagrid just lives at the school. Hagrid and Filch are the only ones there after hours.
Yeah.
The drunk ones. They're too drunk they can't drink. I don't even know. Drink and fly in the morning.
Like drink, as
Like
in
they
drink and
don't
drive.
Yeah, it's like drink and drive, but drink and fly.
If you
so they
drink
just
and
stay
broom, you're a bloody idiot.
Yeah.
Mr. Finch is like, Hagrid, give me your keys. Give me your keys. No, I'm fine. I can drive.
So many DIYs. And it's like DIY.
There's just did you
So
say
many
DIY? Do it yourself.
Just
Do
them
it.
and Scotty
Do
Cam
it.
and getting a few patios done up.
Jamie Jury, Backyard Blitz. I'm Jamie Jury. This is Hagrid, and we're doing a revamp of Hagrid's hut. This is my pumpkin patch. And it's like, oh no.
You get there and get a couple of 2x4s, they go real big.
And later we're getting Dr. Harry Cooper to take a look at Hagrid's hippogriff. Those are all very Australian references for anyone not Australian.
Yep.
That was a very 90s Australian moment.
Even if you're Australian, you mightn't get that.
No. Everyone knows who Dr. Harry is.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Done.
true. Dr. Harry is an animal doctor. That's basically it.
He's an animal. He's a filthy animal.
He's like a less hot pensioner Chris Brown.
Yeah, but
Less
now,
hot.
He's like less
now
hot.
that you've said Chris Brown, anyone who's not from Australia, it assumes you're talking about Chris Brown, the rapper.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
There is a doctor. There is a celebrity doctor in Australia called Chris Brown who is
Yeah.
a vet.
He's a
Isn't
vet.
that how crazy? That's how crazy Australia is. We have celebrity vets.
Two celebrity vets. We have two celebrity
We're
vets.
so obsessed with animals that we're like, let's watch them.
But like, name any non-Australian celebrity vet. You can't do it.
I mean,
There are none.
no.
There are none.
Then why would there be?
Vets are for healing animals, not being celebrities.
There is Dr. Phil, but he's like a human vet.
Yeah, he's
A doctor.
that's-
Okay,
Yes.
I may be the dumbest person again now.
Wait, did you say Dr. Phil?
And then
Yeah.
went
You know
on to
he's-
describe him
he's
as
a
a human
human
vet.
You know he's not even a doctor.
He's a psychiatrist.
He's actually had to stop
therapist?
practicing because what he was doing was illegal. He
Oh,
didn't
really?
even have his license.
Oh, I believed it.
We all knew it.
Anyway.
I didn't know it.
Next minute, Judge Judy's doesn't even have a law degree. What other lies are they telling us? Alrighty.
Where
Okay,
are we at?
all right.
Where are
This
we
part
at?
of the book is confusing. It's in italics and it says L. Is
so
that
this is one of the ill-fated measures that's dropped down from the sky.
Okay.
So it says L.
the 8th ill-fated measure?
Ooh.
Mysterious man enters the room. I'd tell you who he is, but remember, I am a bad guy. And that's come from above.
And there is a prophecy
Wow.
that said at 10, one will die. This is the 8th ill-fated measure. So we don't really know what's going to happen next. This could be a serious chapter, guys. So can you bloody take it more seriously?
It's very, very bad.
Show some respect for this book.
I've read on and I've lost all respect. Hello, someone said, tapping Michael on the shoulder. They looked around. It was Harold.
Oh, yes.
Prefects are allowed at the party. It's so much fun, isn't it? You really shouldn't be here, but don't worry. I won't tell, he said.
Okay. Oh, you wanted to say something, Luke? Because I wanted to...
Yeah, go.
Well, I was just going to say, Harold, constantly recurring character, a 5th year, has a star-shaped birthmark on his head.
Wow.
And seems to be around every time one of the ill-fated measures appears. So my theory at this point is that he has something to do with it.
Okay.
Okay.
But what were you going to say, Luke?
I was just going to get ready.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the whole point of this podcast.
There you go. Read along.
Thanks, Michael said in a boring voice. Oh, sorry, I'll read that again. Thanks, Michael said in a boring voice. They walked away.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Every time Harold comes into the scene, the boys just walk off and don't talk to him.
And get
They're very
bored.
mean. Yeah, they get bored very
They
quickly.
do get bored very easily in this
Yeah.
book. They're
Not
like,
much to do in
I'm bored.
Hogwarts.
Author, speed it up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, author, can we skip the party chapter? We are so tired.
Well,
We're just done with this
You
shit.
have-
So when's lunch?
You've
Get
sped
to
it
the
up.
10th. What is it? Note?
The 10th ill-fated
That's
measure.
so...
Yeah, just the notes. The 10 notes will do. It's basically that. The notes from the sky. Sorry, Luke, please.
You've just done that because the book quickly turns into a comic book and it just
What?
says in all caps, crash, smash, break, crash, breaking glass sound.
Now that's actually pretty funny. Because that's defying your expectations. Because like in a comic book you might get the whack, smack, and they're all supposed to represent like, breaking glass sound is a funny thing to put in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So all of a sudden something's happening.
Break.
Right, yeah, that's funny, Mike.
Smash,
very funny.
break. I just love that.
Breaking sound.
Break.
That's
Breaking.
it's like if Superman punches someone in a comic and it's just like punching
Break.
sound. Breaking neck sound.
The cloaked man was holding up a wand.
Uh-oh.
He had broken all the glass in the room.
Wow.
Teachers screamed and hid behind tables or whatever they could find.
What the fuck? What pussies?
Yeah. A lot of the teachers in this book are just terrible people.
Cowards.
I thought they're supposed to be good at magic
and
as well.
protecting the
Yeah.
So like one sign of potentially dark magic and all the teachers like, oh, I'm out.
Fuck the kids, every man for himself.
Or maybe that's what they're like when the
Using
kids
kids
aren't
as
around.
They literally are doing that.
They're all just cowards in the Great Hall by themselves. It seemed stupid. They hid as if they could not defend themselves. Harry Potter was holding Ron in front of him as a human shield just for protection.
Wait, so
I love that Ron's so disposable.
yeah, and what's Ron? Is Ron just like, well, get off me?
What the fuck am I going to do?
The best part about that is just for protection was in quotation marks. So Harry's grabbed Ron and gone, just for protection.
It implies that Harry's saying
Said
that
it out loud.
So-
Sorry, mate, you understand. It's just
sorry,
for my
mate,
protection.
just for protection. I'm Harry Potter. You're Ron Weasley. One of us has got to go. It's going to be you.
I'm the main of this book.
The man stood there, still and quiet. Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, and Seamus Finnegan.
Seamus Finnegan.
Oh, I never read that right.
Seamus. Are you one of those people that says Sean as seen? Like a S-E-A-N?
I pronounced the car company Peugeot as Peugeot for
Well, I
many
used
years.
to say Pidgeot. I thought it was just a reference to the Pokemon Pidgeot.
Is it not?
No.
What is it?
No, like Peugeot, I used to call Pidgeot.
Oh,
I just
thought
thought it
you
was-
used to call the Pokemon Pidgeot.
No, I used to call Peugeot Pidgeot. I just thought it was a reference to that Pokemon.
You were like, this car company's having a laugh.
Like, what? They're called Pidgeot. Their logo is like a tiger or something, isn't it? Oh, no, it's a bird.
It's a bird.
Oh, yeah, I think that's why
probably
it got
why,
confused me.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad we sorted out the
There we
Pidgeot
go.
Peugeot.
Oh.
Anyway, guys, Seamus Finnegan stood up.
And this is Seamus's first appearance, so I guess we assume he is a
Teacher.
professor now.
Yeah.
Taking their wands out, Harry Potter was running around the room screaming very loud. Voldemort's coming to get me. Save me. Save me.
I thought before that, he was just like,
Well, I think there's a bit of that. Like, he's screaming, he's like, Voldemort's coming to get me! Because Harry Potter has become a huge idiot in this book.
right.
He seems like a goose.
Yeah, he just is an idiot. He holds Ron in front of him, runs around screaming. What next?
Oh, wow.
I don't know the spell. Petrifectus totalis.
Petrificus totalis.
Oh, okay.
Total petrification.
Okay, the man yelled. Harry was stunned. The man ran onto a wall. I like that he wasn't petrified. He was just like, oh, you're going to cast that spell? I'm stunned.
No.
He was physically stunned.
He was... Yes, he was. He wasn't like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was physically stunned by the spell.
The man ran onto a wall, Matrix style,
Great.
and shouted 3 individual curses.
Ooh.
Ronald McDonaldus,
Yeah, so that's-
Weebles,
We
and biggest explosionist.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
no.
actually learnt
What's
the spell.
that last one?
Yeah, what
You
could
did a biggest explosionist in our toilet today, didn't you, Luke?
Ronaldus McDonaldus we already learnt in a previous chapter.
Yes.
It chops someone's head off.
Oh.
And then Weebles, I don't
What
believe
correlation does that have to Ronald McDonald?
I don't
You
know.
were just like, Sarah Macca's at him, like, I hate that guy. That's crazy.
So Ronaldus McDonaldus, Weebles, and biggest explosionist. I think that's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Big old poo.
Yeah, big old
I think
poo.
it just creates a big bang.
Big old shit.
The boys had
Poor fella just gets diarrhea.
just got number 3.
Starts shitting
Projectile.
himself.
The boys recognized the first spell from their Dada class.
Defense against the
the dark arts. Was I supposed to say the acronym?
No, I don't think so. I think I just
wrote-
got lazy and wrote DADA.
Just wrote DADA. Ron Weasley blocked this quickly with a spell. Evade us, he said.
That's a blocking spell we also learnt in that same chapter.
The second and third spells hit. The second spell, Weebles, seemed to release a large cloud of green gas. But other than that...
I really thought
It's a fart spell.
it's the lead up to the explosion.
Weebles ignites the biggest explosion.
What a terrible way to go out. Someone yells, Ronald McDonaldus, Weebles, and then biggest explosionist. Your head gets cut off, you do a fart, and then you shoot yourself. What an awful way to die.
I don't think this biggest explosionist does that. I think you guys have created that.
I'd just be like,
How good would it be?
it would be funny.
but if someone did that, I'd be like, mate, just say Avada Kedavra. Like,
Yeah, just
spare me
kill me now.
the pain.
I'd rather a Cruciatus than this.
It was a large cloud of green gas, but other than that, the boys had no idea what it did. It seemed to have an effect on Hermione, who passed out. Seamus, however, covered his face and was still okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest explosionist spell had hit, causing a big explosion. And then
It is still ambiguous whether it's a poo explosion or a standard explosion.
Really good.
also now confusing because you've written no shit in...
I think that's no shit as in like
Obviously,
duh. Yeah.
but now it could just mean no poo.
No poop. So either way, it is just a big
clarified.
explosion. It has been clarified.
Okay.
Harry Potter suddenly became unjinxed and ran into the battle. Expecto Patronum, he yelled. The famous white stag appeared out of the wand.
That's awesome. Harry's still got it in him.
You ready? By the way, this is about the stag. It was reading a book and refused to help because...
So the stag's just like...
How does the stag read
Because-
a book when it's got hooves?
yeah, what's
The
that?
whole time it would be like, no. Fuck.
That's such like a Family Guy joke for this to happen. Like,
Yeah.
do you reckon? Like,
Yes.
And then Peter Griffin was like, wow, it's reading a book. So he was reading a book and refused to help because it hadn't been paid for 4 years and was planning on suing Harry.
So Harry
stag-
pays or is supposed to pay the Patronus,
Yeah.
which implies that there's some Patroni economy somewhere, and
Yeah.
they're like buying day-to-day essentials like the rest of us.
Books and other literature they're probably buying. The other teachers looked at him and sighed. Harry smiled sheepishly and shrugged his shoulders.
All the teachers like, bloody Harry hasn't paid his Patronus.
It's like, he's stag striking again. God.
This is the third time this month, Harry.
The hooded man looked at Harry, Ron, and Seamus. He screamed at the top of his voice. He ran out of the room. He doesn't say what he screamed. Just,
Just ran.
The boys tried to follow him, but he had disappeared. They looked inside. Harry Potter was kneeling over a body on the floor.
Oh, is it Ron?
A dead body.
Does it say a dead body?
Yeah.
It says a dead body.
Oh my God, has Ron died? Because
It had been harshly destroyed in the explosion.
guys, we just took a quick break and had to change the camera because my camera ran out of memory card space. So we're now on recording on the phone. If you're watching the video.
Me too. I literally burped at the same.
Whoa, burpus explosionist.
No, it's the first part. It's the gas. It's Weebles.
Good memory. I didn't even remember the name of that fucking spell.
I'm too invested now.
All right, guys. Someone's died here. Okay.
All right.
So there is a dead body.
But we don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is.
Okay.
This next passage is written in all capitals.
You need to get into the character with this one. All right.
And scene.
Is this
Yeah.
Harry speaking?
Why? Yeah, this is Harry. Why? Why, God? Why? Very, very, very.
God, Luke's
Very,
a good,
very bad.
Luke's a good actor.
Thank you. How could you do this to me after all that I've done for you? Why did you have to take Professor Oak? As in from Pokemon. Is he in this?
I mean, well, that's his first appearance and he's dead. So what's happened is there is a huge battle in the Great Hall of Hogwarts and a character from a totally different franchise is dead.
He's come all the way from Pallet Town to Hogwarts.
He's come from a different dimension, and
then he died.
Yeah, he died.
His 8-bit body is just there on the ground. That's crazy.
His last words are you a boy or a girl? Because you know at the start of Pokemon he asks you if you're a boy or a girl.
Jeez, not very progressive, is he? Has not aged well, Professor Oak.
No. So Professor,
I'm glad he's dead. He's a bigot.
Oak has been killed, and
for all I, I identify as a fucking Pokemon. Man. All right?
Man, Harry's really getting into this.
Yeah. Wow.
Why couldn't you take me instead? I did everything I could. I had no help. It was all me. I just couldn't save him. Harry screamed and was crying.
And we know that Harry. This is obviously ironic because obviously Harry was running around the hall screaming, "Help me, save me!" Everyone knows, like, it was all me. I couldn't save him. He's very Professor Lockhart, don't you reckon? He reminds me of Professor Lockhart in this.
Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
a fraud.
Yeah. Up until now, Professor Oak had been the care of magical creatures teacher at Hogwarts.
Oh, changed
he was
career.
dead for good.
Whoa, he's not coming
Oh
back.
dear.
Phew, Michael whispered. What? Professor Oak is dead, Rob said, astonished at Michael not being upset. So? Michael asked. His death was the first time he appeared in the book.
It's like, oh no, Sirius Black's dead. So this is the second book he's in. Who cares? We barely knew him.
It's like there's been no character development. I'm not invested in his arc. Michael doesn't give a shit.
So brutal.
Like Michael's basically like, God, it could have been any of us. I'm glad it was Professor.
Meanwhile, Harry's just absolutely sobbing on the ground. Like, why didn't you take me?
And we haven't even had him as a teacher. Before this point, he hadn't even been mentioned.
Which explains our surprise. Like, we're like,
it actually goes on. His position at the school is clearly a play on the fact that Professor Oak is a Pokemon professor in the Pokemon series, and this book, he is the care of magical creatures teacher. It's actually quite clever of the author, and he should be credited on this.
Giving props.
You're giving yourself credit in the book.
Yeah. So is it Professor Oak from the Pokemon world, or is it just a coincidence?
No, it's a play on word. We actually say it's a reference to and the play on the fact that he's both a professor in both universes.
Yeah.
And you gotta love the author explaining the reasoning behind the names of characters.
And then patting
just
yourself
like all
on the
good
back
jokes.
after you just explained it.
Yeah.
That's like me telling a joke, explaining it, and then clapping myself at the end.
Like that's like because you know Professor Lupin, who's a werewolf. So loop actually means wolf in Latin, right? So it's actually a dead giveaway. So it's basically like J.K. Rowling being like, now I called him Professor Lupin because later in the book you find out he's a werewolf, and that's very clever on my part. Give me some credit.
Oh,
Yes.
look at me.
All right, Professor Oak's dead. It's a tragedy.
Yeah, I should be credited on this. Professor Oak is completely unimportant to the core storyline of the book, which means that everything is going to be okay.
Oh, okay. That's good.
That's
That's
good.
really good.
The author probably just killed him off to add suspense.
Yeah, he did do that. It was
true.
suspenseful.
I thought it was Ron. Imagine that.
I was really in suspense.
The whole
that
chapter
time.
was leading up to nothing. Essentially, it was just suspense.
Nothing in this chapter actually matters at
Oh
all.
wow, it was.
It was an anticlimax.
Imagine introducing a character for a chapter only to kill him off for a fake suspense.
Yes.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
And you've also added, that's why he showed Harry crying before he said the name of the person who died. The reader probably assumed that a main character had died and was probably quite upset and curious about who it was.
Exactly what happened.
They probably realized that it was not a main character and were probably angry and pissed off at the author after reading the follow-up paragraph. That is called suspense, Rob. Oh, so this is all still Michael.
I love how Mike... Well, it's interesting because I am the author and it's the Michael character drawing attention to the fact that all of this stuff is written by someone. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
And then
That is really interesting. You're just going to kill everyone at the end.
this is the
Very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
this is the final line of the chapter.
Okay.
And it's a ripper. It really sums up this chapter in one
I'm
line.
excited.
Oh, Rob responded. He didn't really give a shit.
did it.
You know he did it.
Spot
Yeah.
on.
He's
Spot
already
on.
over Professor Oak's death.
Yeah.
All right, Luke and Meg have to go. They are in a rush, but I really appreciate you guys coming on. I'd love
Mate,
to get
thank
you on
you.
again. That was really funny.
But Meg, fuck off. You're
No,
never coming back.
No, Meg, you were great. You
I
should
thought
come on
you were-
without Luke.
You were
not
looking
in a
on.
mean way,
You were
but-
looking on at Luke, and I was
no,
like,
no, sorry. I was
Okay,
trying to
no,
look at, I was trying to look at both of you.
I was joking.
No, like I'd love to get you on as on your own as well because that was great.
Cool.
Except you can't read, so
I've got my glasses coming now.
Alright, when you get your glasses,
once I bring
message
my
me.
glasses, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Cool.
now you'll have no excuse
No,
when you
no
fuck up the
excuse.
words.
Yeah.
listeners, stick around because I'm going to do the owl post after this as a conclusion thing. But
I messaged the gig saying I'd be late, so we can.
do you have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, yeah.
Ignore all of that. We'll just do some quick emails.
We'll get to
But your computer made art.
Yeah. Then we'll just guess them.
Guess the emails.
Yeah. Guess the email.
Standard.
I just realized this is not my podcast. I just burped on another person's
That's
podcast. That's like the most disrespectful shit I've done.
Nice.
Welcome. This is me.
No, I think
I'm
rocking up to a
exactly who I'm
podcast.
supposed to be.
I think rock up to a podcast where you had to talk and then go, I can't read. It's pretty disrespectful.
Every time I burp now, I'm just gonna go Weebles. I'm gonna go Weebles.
All right. 3 messages via the owl post this week.
Right.
Owl post is just the emails, but we pretend it's owl post because it's Harry Potter themed. So I'm not sure if you got...
Very clever.
thank you. It's sort of like the book. It's clever.
He patted himself on the back.
So
Good job, Mike.
And Rob's like, I don't really give a shit.
I don't give a shit. So I don't know if you guys have listened recently, but there is a battle of the Amy's going on. There are 2 people called Amy that both are sending emails each week clarifying different things. Okay. Both of them this week, instead of reading both the emails, which are usually very similar because they're covering the same thing, they both covered that last week I was asking if Hogwarts has recess and lunch. It does. And also the song that they perform in Prisoner of Azkaban where it's like, double, double, toil and trouble. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called Double, Double, Toil and Trouble, and it's based on a Shakespeare play.
Yes.
Okay, you knew that?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's Macbeth.
Oh, well, there you go. That's that's exactly what Amy said.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You've entered the battle. Battle of
So
the
they-
Amy's and the Meg.
They both did that, and Amy Harvey, who is the second Amy, she actually used references. She referenced everything by linking out to certain
Jesus,
things.
that is
So that's
small text.
that's
And
yeah.
that's not just because I'm blind. That is genuinely small.
I also got one from Emily. Emily is new. She says, "Hey Mike, just wanted to say I'm very much enjoying HP and the Bee. Thought I'd let you know that I sort of wrote a fan fiction based on your fan fiction."
Oh boy, this is getting real deep.
So she wrote a fan fiction about me and Sammy Garlep, who was a guest on last week's episode. She then said, I am friends with foreign correspondent Amy, the second Amy that I just referenced,
Right.
the superior one. So there's now a network of the Amys and their friends.
The
listening.
superior Amy.
That's what she says.
Oh, okay.
And we have a laugh about your podcast together. Now, you assume they're laughing along with it. They're not like, that podcast sucks.
They're laughing at it.
Now, here's a funny one.
Put the hour post.
There's
Or
a-
the owl.
Owl-
Fucking dumb.
there was a
Owl?
I thought you
character.
said the hour, and I was like, why is that Harry Potter related?
No, Owl Post.
Owl
Post.
tracks it.
There-
That makes a lot more sense.
Track.
There was a character earlier in the book called Dragon Mailboy, and Emily actually says, one of my running jokes was that I thought Dragon Malboy was the younger brother of Jess Malboy, but then I realized it was Dragon Mailboy. So she thought it was Dragon Malboy's
like-
Jess Malboy's. Anyway, that's pretty much it from Emily. That's the Owl post for this week, and that's
That's
the
great.
end of the podcast.
That's good.
I'm glad she cleared that up.
I thought you were going to say, I'm glad it's over.
No. No, I'm just glad that you didn't write it would have been strange if 13-year-old you wrote Jessica Malboy's
Brother Dragon.
as a dragon into the thing.
Do you guys want to plug all your stuff, by the way, before we go? Because this was great, really funny. I already kind of said that this was funny and thanks for coming, but I'll say it again. Thanks for coming. Plug away, please.
I've got shows coming up around Australia.
Nice.
LukeKidgell.com. And
I'll be stalking them.
Meg will be there. And YouTube for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meg Archibald, Luke Kidgell, and then you do the Luke Kidgell Hour, which is your solo pod, which is really great. It's
that's very
relaunched this
kind.
year, and it's been really fun. And then you also do Luke and Meg, which is a Patreon exclusive, which I've seen clips of, and it's also really, really funny, as well as Luke and Lewis.
Yes.
And is that... And then and your YouTube, you don't have a podcast yet,
No, I don't have a podcast.
but you do Luke and Meg.
I do Luke and Meg, yeah.
So go and check out all of these guys' stuff. It's really funny. I love it. And I really appreciate you coming on again. So please come on.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for inviting us.
And until next time, catch you
Weebles.
later. Yeah, Weebles to all.
everyone off camera just shits themselves. I'm so sorry.
Can we start a thing where when you burp, you say Weebles?
Weebles,
Yeah.
yeah. Every time someone burps, you go, Weebles.
All right. Well, let's all burp on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Weebles.